everyone, it's Morgan from For the Love of Paper, and I am here with a layout process video, my first one for 2017. This is the mood board that I'm working off today, and it is the January challenge from Anna's Craft Cupboard, and I found this layout that I really liked, and I wanted to scrap lift that, so that's kind of what I'm going off. And here's a few of the embellishments that I've picked out that I want to use, and some papers, and then this is a kit from Stampin' Up that fitted the color scheme really nicely. So I printed off my photos. I've got 4 square photos, and they're all of our new kitten that we got last week. So I trimmed them down to size. I initially had them too big, so off camera I cut them down again, so that's why there's already tape on these photos, because they were just too big. So then I mounted them on some plain white cardstock and laid them out on the page how I thought I would like them. I think I do move them around a little bit. As I said, I actually had kind of started this, and then I completely changed my mind of what I wanted to do, so I chopped out that bit. It was like 25 minutes of me doing things that I wanted to do on the layout, and then I decided that I didn't like it at all, so I deleted all that out. You didn't have to watch me fluffing around doing that, and then started again. So I got these 2 bits of pattern paper. One's kind of a minty color and one's a pink color, and looking back I kind of wished I hadn't used the pink, because it was it didn't quite match, but I love the color of it, but it doesn't quite match the other pink that I end up using. But never mind, it's done now, and I absolutely love this layout. I think this is my probably one of my most favorite layouts I've ever done, if not my most favorite layout. It's in my top 5, I'll put it that way. So to mute those colors down a little bit, I just got some vellum and trimmed it down to a little bit smaller than the the pattern paper that I had, and then just stuck it on there. So there's a little bit of the darker color around the edge, and then it's sort of muted down in the middle. So I make 2 of those, 2 green ones and 2 pink ones, and as you can see on there, you can see the tape through the vellum, and I absolutely freaking hated that. You can't see it on the green for some reason, it just sort of blends in, but on the pink one you can see the tape, and that was really annoying me. So I decided to go and stitch around the 4 sides of each card, and I don't do that on camera either because it took me forever. My sewing machine is playing up. I think I need to go and get it serviced, and I almost gave up on the stitching and was about to start the whole layout again for the 3rd time, and it finally sort of worked enough for me to get it done. It took me half an hour, just over half an hour, to stitch on those 4 little squares of paper. I was going crazy. I think this layout took me nearly 2 hours to do. With the starting and the stopping and the sewing, that was about an hour, and then the actual creating what I've got as my final layout, it was probably about 45 minutes, I think. So I've got all those done, and then I do go and stitch them. So when I come back, that's what you see. I was just umming and ahhing there as to what I wanted to do. So I decided at that point that I wanted to use this paper here in the middle section, but then I go off on a little bit of a tangent and decide to finish off all the other cards first. So I just sort through the paper pack that's from Stampin' Up. I can't remember what it's called. It is still current and available. If I remember what it's called, I will try and put a link in the description below, which I know I've been pretty slack. I've said I'm going to do that, and I haven't done that on quite a few things, so I apologize. I will try and do that this time. So then I liked this paper, which was black, and then it's got some little teeny tiny white and pink hearts on it. So I trimmed that down to a little square. I think it's about 3 inches by 3 inches. roughly, to put that in the middle of the cards. So I was trying to really tone down those colors that I no longer liked, but didn't want to remake, or didn't want to cut up more paper and go and spend more time at my really annoying sewing machine. So my solution was to put these other little bits of pattern paper in there. So I was deciding which side I wanted to use, and I did end up going with the black with the little hearts on it. And I was going to do the same paper in all four corners, or like the same paper on the two green and then the same paper on the two pink corners, but I changed my mind on that one as well, and I ended up doing just one piece of the black. I think it was just too much black if I did that on both both of the green squares. There was just too much black on the page. So then I got this piece, no, didn't, this one, and that one is white with some pink and black triangles on it. They're just really, really little, the same as the hearts, so it kind of gives a good contrast. Like they're similar enough to match together, but different enough to be different. So that worked, I thought, quite well. And then I end up getting that gold tissue paper again. This is something that's been sitting in my, it was actually sitting in my wrapping paper box for a long time, and I had never used it. So I had pulled it out of my wrapping paper box and put it in my craft room, and finally got to use it on this layout, and it's so pretty. It is just tissue paper, but it's got gold foiling on it. I have another one that's like rainbow stripes on the tissue paper, which is really, really cool as well. So I cut out 2 squares of this one and stick that on the pink squares on the opposite 2 corners. So those 2 do match, whereas the green ones don't. I just need a bit of variety. And as you can see, my paper is flying around everywhere because it was really, really hot. I was doing this quite late in the evening, and it was super duper hot and really muggy. So I had the fan blasting, and that's why everything's sort of moving around and flapping around on my desk, which was annoying me at the time, but I really didn't want to turn the fan off because it was so damn hot. So I apologize if the flapping around is annoying off to the side of the screen, but there's not much I can do about it. So what am I doing here? Oh, that's the other piece of the tissue paper. So just sticking those down. And then I think, oh, I work on the middle card before I do all of my embellishing. So I'll go through what the photos are. The photos are all of our new kitten that we picked up last week. His name is Ollie, and he is, I think, 2.5 months old. October, November, December. Yeah, he's 2.5 months old. Sorry, I had to work out what month we were in and when he was born. And he is just absolutely adorable. He's super friendly and super playful. I mean, as most kittens are, obviously. And he just loves to nap. So all bar the bottom photo were him napping in random places. He curled up under a pot plant on the photo on the left. The one at the top, he was lying directly in the middle of the couch. Like no one else could sit on the couch because he'd kind of, with his little tiny body, taken up the whole couch. But he covered his hands over his face, or his front paws, I should say, over his face. And it was just like, no, don't look at me. And he was sound asleep, and it was just really cute. So I got that one. And then, New Year's Eve, we were having some friends come over, and I said to Sam, you better have a nap. And Frank and I went and laid down in our room just to, get him in the idea of going to have a sleep. And we both fell asleep for about an hour each. And when I got up, Frank was still asleep and Sam was completely crashed out on the couch. So our idea of laying down did actually work. He did fall asleep, but the cat had curled up next to his face, and they were just sort of lying face to face, sound asleep. and it was just too adorable. One of those things that, you know, you couldn't have planned it to look any cuter. So that's what the one on the right is, and then the bottom one is just I think that might have been the day we got him, and he was sitting next to me on the couch looking up at me like thinking, oh, what am I meant to be doing? Like, he was all sort of a bit scaredy cat, which was quite cute on his first day. And that was pretty much all the background pieces done. Now I'm going on to embellishing, and I've used a few embellishments from the, what was it called? The Hello Love by Crate Paper, which was their Valentine's line for last year, and I never used it for Valentine's because we don't really celebrate that, but the colors suited this color palette really well, so that's why I was using that up. And I had not even opened that. I had the sticker sheet and I had the ephemera pack, and I hadn't even opened them. They've just been sitting in my stash, and so I'm really glad that I finally got to use them on this layout. So I do lay everything out before I stick it down because of my commitment issues that I have with sticking things down, but in the end I don't really think I change much up once I've got it there. I used some twine. It's kind of like metallic twine. I don't really know what, like thread. It's kind of wiry thread, but really, really thin, and it's from Stampin' Up as well, and that's the black stuff I've got on the middle card behind the heart, and I thought that gave a really neat texture to the page. I don't do that very often, and I don't know why, because it actually looks pretty cool. I'm going to try and do that more. And then the rest of the embellishments are all just random supplies pulled from my kit. I have no idea where most of them are from. And yeah, so I just try and do something in each of the little squares and use up some scraps. That was just a scrap that I'd cut off the edge of some paper that was too big on one of the other ones, so trying to use it up. So that's the aim of the game. And I really wanted to get that coloured diamond. It's got gold foil on it. I really wanted to get that on the layout because it's another thing that I've been hoarding for ages, but it didn't quite make it. And I love that tag. That tag is awesome. And I almost didn't use it because I was like, no, this could go in a different layout. No, just use it. Just use it up. You're not going to use it on anything else. This layout is perfect for this. Just do it. Stop hoarding it and get it on a page. So I put some gold thread. I have no idea where I got that from either. I have so much stuff in this room. It's not funny, and I have no idea where I got most of it from. And so just put that through the hole on the tag. Stuck that up there, and I think that one's kind of completed. What else did I add? Oh, lovely. There we go. And a few embellishments down the bottom, and then I put some of the stickers that's from Studio Calico. I just swapped that out for the one that was there. It was like a pie graph and I didn't like it anymore. And then that one says captured, and the one above it says everyday moments. And then the stickers from the Hello Love collection, and I make that my title, Feel the Love, because we do. So then off camera I do go and stick all of these down, and you didn't need to sit and watch me stick and glue everything. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Stuck all the embellishments down, and then I came back, wrote in my journaling, and I'm pretty sure I call the layout done at this point. All the squares aren't stuck down at this point either, so I do that off camera as well, because again, you don't need to sit and watch me sticking tape to the back of the cards. And that is the layout complete, guys. And as I said, it is one of my favorites, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!